So first step in building the control panel and the dashboard is what? First, you should record all your cash flows or rather your data. So what is the data that is given to you for this project? The revenues is how much? 14,000, right? Minus cost of goods sold is 6,300, which means that your gross profit is how much? $7,700. Minus operating expenses is how much? $2,800. So reduce this, you will get EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, which is $4,900. इससे we will reduce depreciation, which is 1,900, right? So you get EBIT, earnings before interest and taxes of $3,000. Then we will reduce interest. The interest is $500 million. Remove that, you will get PBT, profit before tax, which is 3,000 minus 500, which is $2,500 million. Taxes is given to us at what thousand, isn't it? So your PAT, profit after tax, is 1,500 million. This is the data for year 1. Same way we have to do until year 5. सही है कि नहीं? Now revenue का growth rate का input क्या है? What is the revenue growth rate input for you? 24%. Now this is an input. That means the revenue is expected to grow by 24% year on year, annually. So that means the next year's revenue will be previous year's revenue into 1 plus 24%. Is it okay? अब ये जो rate है, growth rate, that's a static. So इसको freeze करके I will drag. Just check if you got the same revenues. Same आया कि नहीं? Next, what is given? Gross profit will grow by 1% every year. इसका मतलब कहीं ना कहीं we have to also plot the current year's gross profit margin. जो मैं यहाँ पे plot कर सकता हूँ, gross profit divided by sales as a percentage, it is 55% currently. है कि नहीं? Now, what is going to happen to this? This is going to grow by 1% every year. तो मतलब previous margin plus 1%. Correct? So that means you can plot your GPMs here, the gross profit margins for year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are 55, 56, 57, 58 and 59%. अगर ये आपके ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट मार्जिन है पार्थ, हाउ विल यू गेट योर कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड? हाँ, तो इज इक्वल टू रेवेन्यू इनटू 1 माइनस gross profit margin. Revenue into 1 minus gross profit margin. This becomes your cost of goods sold. And gross profit के लिए तो कुछ करना नहीं है, just drag it. Now you should always check. For example, यहाँ पे मैं क्या करूँगा? I will do this divided by revenue and see कि वही percentage आ रहा है कि नहीं. सेम आ रहा है ना? इसका मतलब ये कैलकुलेशन सही है. 56, 57, 58 and 59. 1%. So 56, फिर 1, 57, फिर 1, 58, फिर 1, 59. करेक्ट. ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस क्या है? इट इज गोइंग टू इंक्रीज बाय 20%. So previous operating expenses into 1 plus 20%. So ये हो गया. This becomes what? This becomes your operating expenses. Is that right? Please check if you got the same numbers. So EBITDA क्या हुआ? Earnings before tax, interest, tax, depreciation and amortization. यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं करना है आपको. Just drag. Just drag. That's it. Then you come to depreciation. Depreciation is a constant. Yes. So just put equal to and drag it. Correct? EBIT में भी कुछ नहीं करना है. Just EBITDA minus depreciation and then drag. That's all. Interest is the same, right, Nishant? So interest वही रहेगा. So put equal to and drag. And इसमें कुछ नहीं, सिर्फ drag. Clear? So now all you need to do is get your tax rate, which is 1000 divided by 2500, which is 40%. And tax rate is normally assumed as constant till anything is mentioned. So it is just PBT into tax rate. Please करके drag. So ये बन गया आपका taxes. Remove this and drag your PAT. So you get your profit after tax for all the years. So please confirm to me if this is the profit after tax that we have got for all the years. Yes. Aya? So now next step is what? Next step is add back. Yeah, first of all, get your EPS. Correct. So number of shares. The number of shares is given to us as 10 million. So इसको let it be 10 and you find out your EPS for every year, which is PAT divided by number of shares. You don't need to do decimals. ऐसे भी करोगे तो चलेगा. This is your EPS. ठीक है. Now मुझे financial feasibility भी करनी है project की, for which I need cash flows after taxes, which is nothing but your PAT plus your depreciation. तो ये आपके सी फैट्स आ गए, कैश फ्लोज आफ्टर टैक्सेस. प्लीज चेक. So now next step is to get your discounting factors. Discounting factors is 1 by 1 plus R, which is 18% to the power of n. Right? So ये हो गया आपका discounting factors and drag it. How do you get your present values? Present values is future cash flows multiplied by discounting factors. Clear? So ये हो गया present value. So now you can get your present value of all the cash inflows. The present value of all cash inflows is what? Just take a sum of these numbers, which is 16,572 less. What is your initial investment in the project? Initial investment in the project is $10,000 million. Remove that. You will get your net present value, which is 657. So that's how you get your NPV. इसके बाद वो कंडीशनल फॉर्मेटिंग और डिसीजन है, वो आपको आता है. मैं ऑलरेडी आपको करा चुका हूँ पहले. So I'll skip that part because you already know it. Isn't it? Now what should we do next? IRR के लिए just copy your cash flows. Do not take discounted cash flows for IRR. Please take ये आपके cash flows है. So now IRR will be equal to these cash flows. So your IRR comes to 39.89%. How do I know whether this IRR is right? You can also apply goal seek. So data, what if analysis, goal seek, set your NPV to 0 by changing my cost of capital. यहाँ पे चेक करो क्या आ रहा है 39.89 दिख रहा है. That means for IRR you should always take the undiscounted cash flows, never the discounted cash flows. Can you see it's become 39.89? Clear, everybody? Next step is to do what? Next step is to build a control panel for EPS. So I will deploy the spin change control, which I can get in the, where do I get the spin change control? In the developer tab. So I go to the developer tab here. I'll tell you in a second. So developer tab, may I take the spinner and I put it here. Now this you can, this space you can demarcate as your control panel. अभी देखो हमारा जो सेंसिटिविटी है that is between revenue growth rate and EPS. आप क्या करो पता है, ये EPS को यहां से पिकअप करो and put it in the control panel. ड्रैग कर दो, सिर्फ ड्रैग कर दो, उससे क्या होगा आपका कंट्रोल पैनल एक ही जगह पे आ जाएगा. अब यहाँ पे आपको करंट कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल, करंट रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ डालना है. करंट रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ कितना है आपका? 24% है. ओके, बट यू कैनॉट पुट परसेंट. रिमेंबर आई टोल्ड यू, you can't put percentage here. Can you put percentage here? No, because embedded macros cannot handle percentages. Then format control पे जाओ, current value 24. You can keep the minimum value as 18, maximum as 30. Incremental change 1. Then you can assume you can do 0 to 60, 0 to 50, 18 to 30. कुछ भी कर सकते हो. That's okay. And cell link में I can take this number and press OK. अभी हमको सिर्फ ये देखना है कि whether my remote control is working or not. It is working. Isn't it working? Now, next step is what? Once your remote control is working, you need to pair it. पेयर कैसे करोगे आप? ये जो रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ है यहाँ पे मॉडल में पुट इक्वल टू दिस नंबर डिवाइडेड बाय 100, तो वो पेयर हो गया. So now please pay attention on the screen. I'm just removing it. I'm just shortening the size. अभी देखो ध्यान से. Look at these numbers here. जो ब्लू में हाईलाइटेड है ये numbers. And also look at the EPS numbers here. इसको चाहिए तो आप बोल्ड भी कर सकते हो, बिकॉज मुझे EPS का एक कंट्रोल पैनल बनाना था, राइट? नाउ देखो, इफ आई इंक्रीज इट, कैन यू सी द EPS नंबर्स आर इंक्रीजिंग. पहला वाला नहीं होगा, सेकेंड ईयर से होगा, बिकॉज पहले साल का फोरकास्ट के बाद ही ग्रोथ है. इज इट ओके? कैन यू सी इट इज चेंजिंग? दैट दिस बिकम्स योर EPS कंट्रोल पैनल और कंट्रोल पैनल है वो, इसको और भी आप ब्यूटिफाई कर सकते हो ऐसे. हाउ, एनी आइडियाज? You can add this. For example, यहाँ पे I go here conditional formatting में, not conditional formatting, insert में जाके spark lines बनाओ and take these two. Insert spark lines. Please pay attention. Insert spark lines and take the first two and press OK. और फिर इसको ड्रैग कर दो यहाँ पे. और इसको और अच्छा इफेक्ट देने के लिए यू कैन गिव इट ग्रीन कलर. And to make it look like a ladder, what should you do? Put this here and put this here, here, and here. Right? So this section here depicts what? This section here depicts your you can also give a name here. EPS growth. तो ये आपका कंट्रोल पैनल का हिस्सा बन गया where you have shown the EPS growth from one year to the other. After the meeting, I'll tell you. No, we have done it earlier. This is the third time I'm doing it. Second time. The first time किधर गया? वीडियो भी दे दिया आपको. अब क्या जान दे दूं अपनी? हैं? Okay. So this is your EPS and the control panel also. So have we completed all parts of the question? Forecasted PNL for 5 years, done. Control panel where EPS done. Spin control done. Capital taken. So all parts are done. So this is how you build a control panel for as a continuation to forecasting. Is it okay? So good. So that's it for the recording of this session.